Hello and welcome to Sport This Morning. I'm Cecilia Amogbe.
It's great to have you join us again. I'm Taya Salam. This is what the show looks like. We're starting off with the World Cup qualifier. That's the 2018 World Cup qualifier between the Super Eagles of Nigeria and the Desert Warriors of Algeria. The Algerians have released their squad for that November the 10th match in Constantine, and it is going to feature all the big guns: Riyad Mahrez, Islam Slimani. Cecilia, you can go on and on and on. Even though the match doesn't really have any, it's kind of inconsequential. They're coming to win. They really want to win. It's a statement of intent that Rabah Maja, the new coach of Algeria, has released a very, very solid squad for the Desert Warriors of Algeria against Nigeria.
A squad that can be described as the best players you have in Algeria are the ones that come in, despite the fact that there's really nothing to gain in that game. All right, from there, we're still talking football, and this time around is the UEFA Champions League. Sloppy Chelsea crumble in Rome. No Kante. Well, Antonio Conte can't just do anything about that.
I mean, there's no other ways you want to put this one. They crumbled 3-0. They lost that match against AS Roma in Rome, and Chelsea. A lot of questions to be answered by Coach Antonio Conte. Also on the show this time, let's go and talk about tennis, the Paris Masters, the last ATP 1000 event of the season, and we have a major upset on our hands, and Cecilia, that's because Nicolas Mahut defeated number 8 seed Pablo Carreño Busta in that particular game in the first round, actually. And the thing about this one is Carreño Busta is dreaming about qualifying for the ATP World Tour Finals at the end of the season, but this loss, I beg your pardon, against Nicolas Mahut now has dented his chances a bit. Now he has to rely on the performance of others. So basically what Nicolas has done is to bust the bubble of
Busta,
right?
It is. But I think it was a tough one for him. But then when you have a player like that, not really putting in everything to win a match when he knows what's at stake,
is it like he didn't put everything in? That's what I just lost to the better player on the day.
Okay, on the day. Fine, I'll agree with you on that.
But
okay,
we'll
let's start with
we
see him right now.
Yeah, Dominic.
The big boy. Yeah, Dominic.
Dominic.
Okay, that's one of the players you just look at and you're wondering how he has been able to improve himself over the years. No upset for him. He just had to scale through easily, to the third round of the Paris Masters, and the victory, was also another good one for him. Where you say you can say he wasn't really playing a very, do I use the word fantastic or good player?
The opponent, right?
Opponent, yeah,
I mean, Peter is a decent player on the ATP tour.
Just decent.
Decent. That's what it is. The way Nicolas Mahut is decent as well, too. But we saw how he was able to upset Pablo Carreño Busta. So Dominic Thiem, you can only beat what's in front of you, and that's exactly what he did against Peter. Yesterday, in the second round of the Paris Masters, they won that one 6-4, lost the second set 6-7 via tie break. And the last set, he really had to up his game. He really had to up the ante, and that's exactly what he did. He took the third and deciding set 6-4 to advance to the third round of the Paris Masters. Dominic Thiem, if he had lost this game, would have been the biggest upset of the tournament thus far.
Yeah, that's the way it is in that one. 6-4, 6-7, 6-4. But then in that second set, he really struggled and he ended up losing. But the final set, he understands what he's aiming at, and he feels, okay, this guy right in front of me here, it's someone I can easily just take aside. And he took him aside, and that was how he was able to win after three difficult, hard sets, you would say. Victory is what is important.
Absolutely.
Right. Now let's talk about the Busta bubble that has been busted.
Yeah, okay. Yes, Nicolas Mahut is responsible for busting the bubble of Pablo Carreño Busta at the Paris Masters in round one. That's the annoying part of it. That's the frustrating part of it for Carreño Busta, who's been very, very decent on the ATP tour. Remember, he's in the running for the award for the most improved player in 2017. So for him to have gone out in the first round against Nicolas Mahut, who is unseeded, okay, granted, he's playing in front of his home fans. So
he's 35 years old. He got a wild card entry
because
into
he's
it and all that because he's French.
Right.
And you know how.
And you're going to lose him in straight sets, Cecilia.
6-4, 6-1. He didn't see that coming. I think he just wasn't, looking at this particular player. So he didn't say this. He just felt, okay, it's someone I can just ride over. But then that just wasn't to be. Maybe the home court advantage actually helps.
Yeah, of course it does. I mean, it did. I wouldn't argue with that. I mean, when you have the fans behind you, at times he has a way of driving you to a level that usually you don't play at. So that could have been a deciding factor. But then, Busta, I mean, now poor performance.
Another one you just saw here is Manarino upsetting David Farah also.
Okay.
Spanish.
So that's another upset, right? Manarino beating David Farah. Another Spaniard, crumbling against the French lads who, whenever they're playing in front of their home fans, they always, play amazingly well at times. That they play beyond their abilities, and that's what we've seen at the Paris Masters so far. So that's it now. All those guys are out, but then Rafael Nadal, world #1, will serve of his own campaign later today against a South Korean opponents, and all Nadal has to do is just win that game, and it's going to end the year as world #1. Right?
It's easy.
Yeah, no upsets in this one.
No upsets in this one. So.
No upsets.
Right from there, now move straight to the NBA. Yeah, lots of game over the weekend. Starting with what? Spurs and Nets. So what are we starting with?
Yeah, I mean, it was 4 games actually played overnight, Cecilia, and some very interesting results. We're going to go through them in a bit. Remember Lonzo Ball, first NBA game, second overall draft pick. His ball was deflated, or his ball was busted, but he's been able to bounce back gradually, and is starting to play like a bona fide NBA player. But we'll come to Ball later on. Let's start with the result between the Pacers and the Kings. And the Indiana Pacers won that one 101 to 83. Bojan Bogdanovic scoring 17 points to lead a balanced Indiana offense in that particular route. That was a route, 101-83. That's a route.
Yeah, for Pacers, Victor Oladipo, I think that's where the concern will be now. He led the Pacers scoring each of the